Welcome back to the story of a meaty bison. I'm your host. Bison is meaty.
Oh my god, he smacked the shit out of me. That was a 3?
Previously, in the story, we overcame the cold of wintertodt.
Oh my god.
It wasn't long after our release, however, that we began challenging real foes.
Yes!
Bringing our beautiful red helmet with us, demons were slain, bonds were formed, quests were completed, and risks were taken. Okay, dude. The hardcore made his name known across the land, and soon would be challenged with his greatest fight yet. It was time to start Dragon Slayer, the quest that would take us from being a young, aimless adventurer to a true hero, and a hardcore that others would look upon in envy. The young bison took down the strongest quest bosses.
Oh, wow, 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 wow,
And was met face to face with, I think Oziach's mom. I didn't really pay attention to the story. But the first attempt was a failure. A teleport was the only thing between the hardcore and a horrible fate. But we returned with a vengeance. In one swift motion, Elvarg was put into his new safe spot, and I could begin doing something called flinching. Now, every time Elvarg's health bar blips off my screen, I attack. Now I'm not sure if because I'm using magic and not melee or ranged, I take a hit every time that I successfully hit. Not when I splash, but with an inventory of food, the 1-to-1 ratio proved reliable in the end, and we could hoist the head over our head. The confidence gained from leaving Crandor alive was absolutely unreal. A small thirst for combat was settled for the meantime, but with no real goal truly set, the questing continued. We quested for what seemed like ever. Knocked out tons of future requirements and early XP, diary wrecks, new areas, and potential gear upgrades were flying in left and right. Now, low-level questing can be a bit scary. You have to use new tactics like recoils on Koschai, learning to flinch Tanglefoot, trapping the Ice Queen, and luring mid-level bosses into safe spots during quests like Shiloh Village and One Small Favor. I couldn't believe the amount of XP that was coming in. Difficult skills like Herbal and Prayer were stacking up quickly. But I was hungry for one personal upgrade.
Oh, there it is! Rune
Rune Scimitar. We love to see that, honestly. Alright.
With the rune scimitar in hand, there was no limit to the quests that we could do. Some bosses were tougher than others. Some required different strategies. But in the end, nothing was too much for the bison. Questing had quickly become the only thing the hardcore cared about. Helping others and slaying demons was the new 9 to 5. But questing wasn't giving the same satisfaction that Wintertodt once did. A new grind was needed, but what could a low-level hardcore truly strap in for? Well, time to be a good boy and do my hunter training. On my last Ironman, I never did hunter. I got my glory through crafting, you know, world hopping for soda ash, and all that good stuff. I'm taking a slightly different route with this account, and I think I'm gonna get ready to knock out 83 hunter for the first time ever. Never gotten that before, never gotten a dragon impling before, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Nice, 60 hunter. I was barely paying attention. I think I'm about to do Eagle's Peak and try out chins now. Okay, it's actually 63 for chins, but that's okay. I'm still gonna complete Eagle's Peak. You know, my least favorite skill is hunter. And my least favorite activity in hunter is salamanders. But that's okay, I get it. I'm here for the long haul. I got 70 hunter coming up on the horizon, and then a short 10 levels to go after that. The grind was in full motion, powering through the wrist pain and the world-stealing bastards. The hunter levels began flying in, and before we knew it, the final salamander was plucked from his net, and it was time for the Chinchampas to meet their new worst enemy. While learning to tick manipulate my traps for quicker XP, a temptation like no other would soon cross my path. No way. No way, what is that? Oh, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Get back here. There it was, right in front of my face. Countless hours poured into the skill, but there was nothing I could do with my mortal enemy now staring me in the face. This lit a fire like no other, and while the Chinchampas suffered great loss, the experience was a great gain. Hunting chins didn't last very long. We got a couple levels there, but I figured with the eventual push to 99, I would have plenty of chin hunting in the future. I wanted to take it easy for the rest of the push to 83 and do a little bit of herbivore. And before long, we achieved not only 82 hunter, but the level we set out for in the very beginning. 83 hunter. Now you may be thinking, there you go, 83 hunter. You got what your heart desired, right? Not quite. The grind was merely a prerequisite, just to have the chance at the 1 in 19, rarer than life on Earth itself, the Amulet of Glory. The first half of the fight was done. Introducing Puro. The first hours were spent just walking around, catching whatever high-level implings made me a little bit of cash. But it wasn't before long that we were tipped off to our first real catch. The first imp without the good net was an absolute battle. What I didn't know is that it was only going to get more difficult from here. The next day, I began attempting to force spawn dragon implings. This did not work out, not even once. I ran back and forth on multiple worlds for what seemed like years, catching nature implings and higher, but could not seem to force a single dragon impling to actually spawn. I then learned about overworld impling choke points, which is where impling number 2 is found. Now, finding that imp after less than 5 minutes of hopping gave me a lot of confidence that my next couple hours were going to be filled with dragon imps. However, that wasn't true at all. Instead, I found another choke point on YouTube and began mindlessly hopping for the foreseeable future. This was the least amount of fun I've ever had in RuneScape. And like I said before, I hot worlds for Soda Ash back in the day, alright? Alright? And before long, Jagex decided they didn't want to play with me anymore.
Fuck off.
I felt defeated. You know, some people say, oh, 83 Hunter, a grind every Ironman has to do. But what they fail to mention is the following grind of just finding the little impling fucker directly after 83 Hunter. In my 3 days of searching, I had found only 2 dragon implings using YouTube and Reddit tactics. I was ready to give up and hope that maybe the lucky dragon impling would cross my path as I continued my journey and did whatever. But I wasn't ready to let go just yet. I was catching nothing but pain in these jars. Was getting 83 Hunter a waste of time? Should I have done something different?
Yes! Yes!
It was over. Our dedication to the hunter grind had come to a sweet and satisfying end. For those of you out there who are already wearing your accomplished glory, I'm glad I can join you here. The feeling of setting my mind to a new goal, much like wintertodt, and accomplishing said goal is a beautiful feeling. I hope that for anyone out there struggling on their own path, you can always find the strength to keep pressing forward with whatever your own goals are. You won't find glory without dedication. So what now? Well, the stage was set more perfect than ever. Through the grinds we accomplished and the quests that were completed, the gear upgrades were night and day compared to what I would have started with if I had just jumped right into combat from the beginning of the journey. And there you have it. The meaty bison is now the armored bison. Ready for anything. I will see y'all next time.